Good morning. Peace, love, and harmony, everybody. It's me, Maris, and is that not the coolest? I love the way that looks, and I'm gonna have to do that more often. So, good morning, and how is everybody doing? Yes, I know, I sound allergies are really, really bad for me this year, and I have never, ever had allergy issues. And it seems like I'm fussing with them quite a bit. So I hope everybody's doing awesome. My name is Maris, rhymes with Paris. And guess what? I got my Angels and Ancestor deck. Yeah. I was happy to, bring them in. I actually did a read. It was weird. I do readings online, and I actually have been doing them from the home. It's like I have the worst backdrop, I guess, is what you would call it. It's a room in transition, and let me just tell you, it's in transition. Nothing very attractive about it at all. And so, that's kind of like one of my goals this weekend is to make it attractive. And it's been a plant room or a grow room for my garden plants, not those kind of plants, but for the garden. And that room needs to get fixed. But I love doing readings, and so I've been doing them. Okay, here we go. So I've been doing online readings. I call them the Cash App Special. And I've been really digging doing them. I mean, they're really kind of cool. And so we're using the Angels and Ancestors. Okay. All right. It's these. Okay, she just spewed, literally, all over the floor. And I'm like, not very attractive. But sometimes that's just how it happens. What the hell, right? Okay, alright, so, let's see, we got anything else? Or was that the last one? 1, 2, 3. Okay, that was the last one. Okay, so I got a handful of cards right here. You got your cup of coffee, or your tea, or your Dr. Pepper, whatever it is that you like to do. In the morning, get it ready because we got a handful of cards and let's rock and roll. Alright, so the energy that's coming in is the Stag Card. And the Stag Card, I want you to look at it a little bit like this. We've got a really big sense of balance, okay, through here and continuum. To 1, 2, 3, 4. So I kind of laugh when I'm looking at this picture. It's allowing things, it's just kind of sitting back and allowing things to flow the way they need to flow in order for them to grow. I know, it sounds kind of strange. It's sitting back and allowing life to happen, life to unfold, not putting effort to manipulate, even the good kind of manipulate, to make those changes. This is like sitting back and in allowing things to flow through. So that's that first card coming in. Now let's take a look and see what our obstacle is. Okay, so holding space, when we hold space, we're kind of sitting there in silence and allowing others to release, vent, be, whatever. We normally think of holding space when other people are going through adverse times. And, oh, well, hell, I'll just go and hold space, I'll just go and sit with them. Bring them a goodie basket or make a casserole or whatever it is that we feel like we need to do. So we're going to hold space for that person or those people, something along that lines. Now, but what we're seeing here is we're seeing the holding space and it upside down. Now, in holding space, we're giving love and support, and most of the time, we have very little input to what's happening for that person that's having, adverse times or whatever. And so we're just kind of like sitting there and allowing them to vent or whatever. And what I'm getting on this one is don't be sucked in by um, other people's bad times or what they're going through. Don't be sucked into it. You can hold space, but you also need to not embrace or engage into that negative vibration. So it's better to be an observant than a participant in the minutia. Stand on the outside, but don't embrace it. Does that make... I'm like, it's kind of like acknowledging that something, is negative happening in that person's life or in their vibration, but not engaging into it. Don't... And I'm getting like, don't buy into it. Sometimes other people's negative energy is exaggerated, and it can affect the way that we are for ourselves. Okay, and this is the Earth Guardian, and so our help is about staying rooted and grounded. So I'm going to go back into this, is that in this obstacle, it's really about people trying to drag you into their shish. And that you need to stay very 6 feet apart, an arm's distance. You can love people, but you can also love them from afar. You don't have to be engaged in their junk. And this is what this energy is really kind of like looking at here, is that you don't have to be engaged in other people's junk. It's okay to hold space for them, but you're holding space and that's it. You're not there to pick up the pieces for them or fix anything for them. Okay. What's playing into this here is our... And I'm going to say it's kind of like this. Sometimes we question why things happen. We question, why is there war? Why do people lie? Why do people steal? Why do people enslave others? We have all these questions that we ask ourselves, or we, just kind of like ask out to the universe of why are there negative things. Negative things are a result of a choice, and and positive things are also results of choice. And it's, if you start looking at things and take away the concept that things have an external influence, and that what we're looking at in here when we're seeing this trust in the unknown upside down is that you don't always have to buy into things like there's some external manipulation, okay? Alright, so I'm going to flat out just the way that it keeps pounding in my head, and I keep trying to go, okay, what's the nicest way can I say this, okay? How often do people get into this rut where we blame God or creator or source or something external for all of the shish going on in our lives or in other people's lives, or we question, where is God? And, all of, my mother died. Where is God? My child, and I'm giving, it's kind of like being bombarded in my head with all of these different things. And we always want to sit there and look and blame creator source or something external, something that's really not tangible, as in, can I hold it in my hands on why life is so crappy or things happen. And in this, what I'm, seeing in this Father Sky upside down, it's most things are going to occur as a result of our choices. And that when we start pointing fingers at creator, source, energy, God, goddess, whatever, for the travesties in our life, we stop taking accountability for our personal choices and our own accountability. And so this card is here, is a great reminder of don't get sucked into losing your accountability. And I'm going to say it like this. When we stop taking accountability for who we are and where we're going and what we're going to do, when we stop taking accountability and responsibility for that, we actually lose our ability to be authentic. We lose our ability to be authentic, and we actually become very robotic and what's the word predictable in the way that we do things. So we become enslaved to our weaknesses. So when I'm seeing this card, it just keeps reminding me, like, man, no, you need to connect in with who you are and be authentic to that. Stop giving it up. Stop giving your soul up, or your piece of your soul, a piece of your vibe, up to mundane, routine, robotic, going through the motions through there. I know some people think, oh, wouldn't it be great if we could all just be wearing the same clothes and not have to worry about if somebody looks better or whatever? No, we don't want to be in that place, because if you're in that place, then we're all drones, we're all alike, and there's nothing groovy or unpredictable or even a happy challenge through this. I love this card. When I see her, I know that something new is going to come up in the path, and that we're going to be moving in a different direction. And what I'm getting on this, I'm getting a lot of enlightenment, that we learn something new. Thank you, Jack. That we learn something new that allows us to see things and experience things from a different perspective. I love that. I totally love the ability to see things in a new light and be able to go in a new or a fresh direction. And I get a really positive feeling from her. I don't know, she's just such a groovy girl. This chick here in this card, she's got a really high vibration. We've got our compass here, so that means that we are guided in our direction. The world is ours. She's got a cool little grin on her face. She's got a red power coat on. So, it's like a lot of good energy through there that, we're breaking away from mundane. We're breaking away from enslavement. I love spirit animals. I love working with animals. I think they have a really cool energy. And, and it's really kind of cool, because when I think about animals are very simplistic. We make them, as in they're very... Okay, and I'm not meaning simplistic as in simple... simplistic as in they don't require a lot of external junk around them to feel complete in where they are. And they're the most grounded little things in the world, right? Right, so the spirit fox is talking here about trusting in yourself and the things that you learn and that you are learning to perfect. And you're going, perfect? And I'm like, yeah. It's like things that you are learning to perfect, comma, and create the direction and who you are developing into for the future. That go with that flow. Go with that flow. Going back to the very first card, which remember was that Stag card. Let's see, where are you? Okay, I don't know what I did with it. It's somewhere here. Alright, so you remember the Stag card was the very first card, and it talked about trust and thrive. So what we're looking at in here, when we see this, it's go with that flow, allow your changes to occur, and then trust in those and allow those talents from the changing, from your vibration, from the growth in your vibration, allow them to flourish. Allow them to come through and grow and flourish. So this is, we're going through this period of awakening where we start looking around and realizing what and who we are and what it takes or what we need to be successful, happy human beings. This is also a challenge for us to be able to eliminate people, places, and things that hold us back from being the most authentic, kind, grateful, peaceful, joyful, loving person that we can be. And when we start looking at these opportunities for growth, we indeed can see who we can be in the day, in the future. And I kind of like that vibration. I like knowing that chance favors a prepared mind. And if I know that the energy in front of me may give me some obstacles, I know that I've already worked out my alternatives or my plans for success to overcome those obstacles. So I hope you enjoyed this morning's reading. I gotta drink me some more coffee. Peace, love, and harmony. I hope to see you very